Hi everyone, today I'm going to be reviewing the Carnotaurus Ranger Smart Series from Nanmu Studios, and this is right out of the box, probably one of the most articulated dinosaur figures I've ever seen. This is the very first time I've done any sort of review, but I've always wanted to. And so right here, this is how you would get the box. The back is just a full print of this, and they have other images on the side of the box. And this one specifically is the Carnotaurus Ranger. They have another one, I believe, that has 2 horns. This one right here, as you can see, only has 1 horn on the side of its head. And I thought that it was very unique in that sort of way, because my favorite Carnotaurus in the movies is the demon Carnotaurus from, it's been shown in Chaos Theory, but mostly in Jurassic World Dominion. And I really love this figure just right out of the box. I couldn't figure out the stand for quite a bit because I thought it was too big, but I realized it's more for the neck than like the actual bottom layer of its body. So anyways, I'm gonna get into like the articulation of this figure and show you guys how this is pretty cool. So when it comes to the articulation on this figure, and details and like overall like paint job and stuff, it's very different. If you've ever had a Hammond collection, I thought this was gonna be similar in that sort of sense. But this, like actually holding it, it's actually quite heavy. It has a good amount of weight on this guy. I have some other Hammond collection figures here, and they're pretty much hollow. Like, if I tap his tail on, like, let's say this part of his body, like, there's like a complete air gap in there. This one's fully, I feel like fully, like, it's not hollow. I feel like it has other material inside of it, which I like. And for the articulation, I think the mouth is probably like for the paint job, I feel like the mouth is the best part, because if you look inside this mouth, the resolution is kind of bad, but you could see the paint on this thing. I mean, this is pretty, it looks like actual gums from like a dinosaur. It's like you pulled it right out of the movie screen. And for like this dinosaur, this specific dinosaur has quite a bit of articulation. Like you could move this head from side to side each way, and I think that's really cool. You could move in the mouth all the way down. And the teeth are actually very, very, like, they're more like a clear type of color, which I really like. Something different from, like, Hammond collection. They have multiple joints. Like, I think there's, like, 3 different neck joints right here. You could go all the way up. Actually, you can't really go up too much at that. You could go all the way down with this thing. I was looking at it earlier, and this tail also has, like, a bendy, wiry tail. Just like how I think all of the Hammond collection figures have, or most of them. I really like what they did with this figure, is that they actually carved in this little scar. I have a Chaos Theory, like the mainline brand of mantle, and I have a Carnotaurus that is Toro, and it has a scar right here on the side of his face, but it's just painted pretty badly. This one's actually carved in, like, completely, which looks really cool. And right up top, we have this horn that I think is really cool. A lot of people didn't like the one horn version of this Nanmu figure, but I really liked it because it's different. I've never seen it on a figure before. From the paint on this upper part of its body is very well. Like, it looks like a lot of time has been taken into this whole body structure. I mean, it just fades in. It's not just one color and then another one, which most cheapy type of toys have. It's like faded in, which I really appreciate on this figure. And this figure was around $60. I think the best price is Lanatime. I think that's how you pronounce it. If you look up Nanmu Studios, it's probably the first website that comes up. Now, I don't know if they're faster than most ones. I got this guy pretty fast. I ordered a couple more Smart Series figures, but this is the first one I got. And I feel like this guy is definitely like probably one of my favorite figures that I've had. the one thing is that this guy's head is kind of heavy for some reason. So like right now I'm just trying to like get him to stand up for I could show you guys like the rest of the detailing on this figure, but it doesn't want to stand up for some reason. Okay, so I got him to stand. So this guy earlier I had him positioned in a different spot, like where he looked like he was kind of walking, and he was fine with that. I don't know why he couldn't get in just like a normal pose. I feel like I think that this, well, I know this has four. 1, 2, 3, 4 different joints right here in the legs. So you could move its feet. You could move its like main part of its leg, and also this little small part of his leg right here. And the tail is like fully bendable. You could like fully bend this to like the all extent. It's kind of cool. I really like these bendable wire type of tails. If I put them down, you guys can see it better. This is like the full body right here. He can move all these joints right here. So like this way, back. So he's basically movable in every single way in his body. The only thing I would say is that this guy is probably around a 1/35 scale, which is probably, yeah, it's not probably, it's certainly, this is like pretty much small, a lot smaller than like the Hammond collection figures, which I really wanted this to be in scale with, because I mean, this is just a cool, I can't even stand him up. This is just like a cool figure that you could it's kind of unique in its own way. Hammond collection does have a Carnotaurus. Right now I currently don't have, because of the, that thing's being priced kind of insanely right now. But I feel like this, if you're looking for more articulation rather than it being in scale, I feel like this is the better option, because I feel like this is around almost the same price, if not a little bit more money. But it's definitely, when it comes to articulation and detail on this thing, I mean, you could look at this thing for a long time, and you can never really get sick of it. So if I like get an up close part of its arms are also articulated, so they can move up and down. You could see like all these different areas where you could move its body. You could even move its body in the very middle right here, which is kind of cool. I really appreciate that. It only came with this one little stand, so nothing special, like no accessories or any arms that need to be changed, because this guy has really small arms. I feel like he doesn't really need that sort of extra parts. I feel like he's good in his own way. So right now I'm gonna do the size comparisons with some of my other figures. Size wise, this guy is kind of small. I believe that I originally thought when I bought this that this was going to be around the same size as like the Carnotaurus from the Hammond collection, but it's definitely not. It's a 1/35 scale, and the Hammond collection is a 1/20 scale, so it's definitely not in size range. I feel like the only dinosaur that I feel like it would go in size with is maybe the Stegosaurus, but the Stegosaurus would be kind of oversized with this guy, as you could see like the size difference between them two. And then over here I have my Allosaurus, which is typically the same size as the Hammond collection Carnotaurus. So if you look at right here, there's actually quite a bit of a difference, definitely. Hammond collections are known for being really big and also very long, and Nanmu is just like a good size, not too long. And I like that part of them. I feel like they're definitely well priced compared to a lot of other detailed figures like 𝒊𝒆𝒊𝒄, which is very overpriced in my opinion. They have a lot of articulated figures as well. They have Carnotaurus, Ceratosaurus, all these, even the D-Rex now and the Rebirth Rex and stuff like that. And they probably have a very big catalog and many different figures, but they're also very overpriced and they never really sell. I've only seen one person, which is, I think Andy's Reviews or something, which is my favorite person who reviews these type of figures and stuff. And he's like the only one, because these prices are crazy, you know, $700, $500. I think I've seen some for $1,500. And this right here is basically, I think, more articulated than I've seen in other pictures and stuff. Adele is just, they're in size range between, like, you know, the Hammond collection and also the Nanmu studios, because they have different scales for a lot of different figures. Nanmu is typically 135. I feel like the only Smart Series that really isn't is the Raptors, which I think I have some coming right now, which is the Tiger Stripe Raptor from the Lost World, and those are definitely not in size range. They're probably the same size as this Carnotaurus right here, which wouldn't be accurate. I mean, the Raptor would have to be probably around this small, maybe at its hip, to be more of an accurate size. Definitely not the same size. So that's the only one that I think probably even bigger than the Hammond collection. So overall, I feel like this is very detailed. I definitely recommend it. Right now, I think it's $89 on Lana Time, and I think it's, no, not $89, sorry, $60. And I think it's very worth it, because this thing is definitely a collector's dream, because it's also well priced, and these things could get very expensive. The V-Rex Smart Series is now reselling for like $200 when it was actually sold around like $70, and that I really wanted, but I couldn't get my hands on it over $200, and I didn't feel like paying that much for this type of figure. So get it while it's still on there. They have it on other different websites, but I definitely recommend that if you like Carnotaurus and you like detailed craftsmanship and articulation, I definitely recommend this. Anyways, everyone, all you guys, you know, check out my edits if you can. I'm gonna start doing a little bit more reviews. As you can see, I have a lot more figures, but this is just the first one that I wanted to do since it's my more recent. So anyways, peace.